That's
I don't
right.
see
Yeah.
Jackie.
That's right.
Exercising.
And for sure you'll be
she's
successful.
She's the pink lady.
Hi, Michelle. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you.
I don't know why this is. Come on.
There's too many steals on the broadcast. I might be screwing up the picture.
That's right.
Roger, I invited my 13 cousins, Michelle Sabesma, if Michelle could wave. So Michelle's a past Rotary president, so we won't hold that against her, but you can tell I was kind of scarred for life by having a 6-foot blonde as a babysitter growing up. So Michelle goes way back to Fortville. So Roger, yeah, I know what you mean. I invited my 4 siblings, 13 cousins, aunts and uncles.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, we should have a good family turnout. And Kelly, I'm kind of going through that checklist, taking note of some of our presidents, past presidents who are here today. So I think we'll both be on that.
Yeah, we have Tom Dunham is on, Denny Neidig, Mike Halstead, and I think I didn't have those highlighted.
Okay. And then Kelly, you were just thinking about, once we get to that part later in the program, I'm just starting with our most recent presidents, kind of going back from there.
Yeah, you'll like Tom Dunham will kick it off as the past president.
Okay, yeah, certainly the most esteemed past president. That's great. So, do you think
Eric?
Yes,
Eric,
sir.
age before beauty, brother.
No, absolutely. Yeah, I was hoping Mac McWhorter might get on the line, but Dad, he's probably sleeping off that hangover, don't you think?
Yeah, that's right.
No, I'm just kidding. We'll have to see him down in Florida. But yeah, so today ends up being a pretty packed program with the advice being passed down to Judge Carroll. Oh, Judge Carroll, I've looked forward to this for 366 days. So no, I'm just kidding. This should be a fun call today. Miss Kelly, thanks again for all the work you put in to line it up today. Thanks for the email reminder yesterday. So a few reminders about Zoom. We're recording this meeting. Please stay muted. If you like to talk, remember to unmute yourself. I think it took me about 9 months to learn out how to adequately unmute myself. Miss Kelly, the foundation board will meet October 13th to approve the fundraising request by internal grant committees, and an external grant committee will be reviewing applications beginning next week. We're excited to welcome Miss Laura Holloway, Max Harper, and Jackie Clancy to the club board. I'll pass the gavel to incoming President Carol Orbison and take the lead as foundation board chair in January. So for our Rotarians on the call, the Kiwanis Downtown Foundation is about a $9 million endowment that lets us give about $350,000 back into the community each year. So we're not the best fundraisers, but with the generosity of our past members, we are able to make pretty significant gifts and scholarships over the course of the year. Thanks to those who have paid their membership dues. We appreciate your prompt payment. Next week, we submit our roster to Kiwanis International. We've got a handful of members celebrating Kiwanis anniversaries this week. Nation Ashworth, Ann Eubank, Joe Hogsett at 5 years. Gary Buchanan, Jim Wainwright at 8 years. Mr. Charlie Eldridge and Miss Trina Rauderbush at 9 years. And esteemed past president David Cease at 33 years. Holy cow. In Saturday news, past Indiana District Governor Judge Carl Van Dorn passed away on September 21st. There weren't any services. And remembering our fallen past president, Jim Blythe, who was on this call last year. And we do have about a dozen members who have made gifts in his honor. Again, Kiwanis was kind of my religion growing up. I mean, we weren't big churchgoers, but our family's presence in the community was more through Kiwanis. So Blythe was kind of like a nice uncle growing up, and Saint Sarah will hopefully kind of just keep that presence in the community going. Good timing. I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Graham for a second, our 2020 past president. So Graham, I'm going to slowly and deliberately work these into the call. So they keep coming. It's like this clown car of books. So if people haven't heard, Graham is one of our published authors and has brought a lot of attention within the Butler community to Kiwanis. So thanks, Graham, for the members you brought in. And that being said, I'll turn it over to you.
Well, thank you, Eric. And, I'm going to have to revise my remarks here. I had a couple barbs I was going to throw your way, but since you're pitching my book, which for those of you who don't have it, it is still available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, $24.99. But this really is about Eric today. And my role here as the immediate past president is to really congratulate Eric. Probably the best title you can ever attain in Kiwanis is the title of past president. So Eric, welcome to the club. Probably feel 20 pounds off your shoulders, but let's start off with a big virtual round of applause for Eric here. Eric, what I want to say is you again have displayed great leadership during a tough time. When I took over my reign of terror as your president, little did I know that the pandemic would throw havoc into my year as presidency. I learned a lot from it, but it was not the same experience as being with all of you every Thursday. While we saw some light at the end of the tunnel, or at least I did a few months ago, that the light is closed again, and you've had to make a lot of difficult decisions. You've had to make probably more difficult decisions than I have had to make, and you've done it with the calm, collected, cool nature that seems you live life by. Lamita would be a better judge of me than that, but you did it, and you did it well, and you did it with positivity and passion. And those are things that I think we've really needed during this time. One of my favorite quotes is, "Nothing great in life is attained without passion." And you've had passion. You always have a smile on your face. I don't know how you have the energy you have for our board meetings at 8 a.m., but you're always ready to go. And, that's been something that's really stood out to me during your leadership. You've had to make some tough decisions based on meeting in person, meeting via Zoom, and I think you've handled those really well. You've been a great leader to your boards. I've really enjoyed serving under you. And again, I've learned from your leadership style. And Eric is a really good delegator. He doesn't have an ego that says, I've got to do this, that, and the other. He lets his board members have freedom. He gives them space, and he has confidence in them. I also really want to thank Lamita, who we're so glad that you've joined our club. I do have to say the best run meetings of the year were those that Lamita ran. Eric, I was kind of hoping you weren't going to be on here today, but anyway, no, I'm just kidding. Sorry, I meant to cross that out after I saw you throw my book up there. But, Eric and Lamita have gone the extra mile. They've had barbecues, they've had people over. In the pandemic, I remember them delivering barbecue meals all around the city. I mean, how many Kiwanis board members and presidents have done that? But that's how they conduct themselves. I want to thank Mr. Don Steele. One of the things I've always enjoyed about Kiwanis are the lineage, the history of families, grandfathers, sons, grandsons, and hopefully, Eric, your kids will continue in this tradition. But I think you've been a really terrific leader. And I want to close by pull this up here. I'm not going to get on my soapbox, but I can now get on my soapbox because I'm now past president and soon to be a past immediate foundation president. But this has been a time to me during the pandemic when it's brought the best and the worst out in people. And part of the worst side I've seen is critiquing people that haven't had to make those decisions. And, you know, we're all armchair quarterbacks. And Eric, you were in the arena during this year. And this is my favorite quote, which some of you have probably heard, but it's from Teddy Roosevelt here. Bear with me. And it says, it's not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the great deeds, who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat. Again, one of my favorite quotes. And again, in this time of critiquing people making decisions on the front line, Eric, you had to be one of those people. You've done it very, very well, and I hope you know how much we appreciate you. You've been that president in the arena this year. And as a thank you, we don't have them. I think Kelly has them, but I have a gift I personally selected for you. We have other gifts to present to you. And Kelly, I don't know if you have anything handy to show, but how about one more round of applause for Eric on a great job done this year?
And I appreciate that very much, Graham. And I'll continue to kind of go back to you for help and guidance as I take over the foundation board. I feel like you have such a well-spoken demeanor where you are a little bit more accustomed than I am and I was presenting to large groups at the highest level. So I think you set the bar clearly and cleanly of let's safety first, let's get through this, let's be safe, and setting the precedent for making some of those tough decisions. So Graham, my daughter has started driving the drink cart at the Kiwanis Scramble. So she's on board. So we'll get her roped in about 11 years. So that's in the pipeline. I had my lovely publicist put together a going away speech. So I'll work through this pretty quickly and get into getting the advice from our past president. So this year I started my year on Zoom with all of you. We had a wonderful guest list of intriguing speakers. Judge Maggie Robb joined us in December. Godfather in Ethics was one of my favorite presentations. She was the first woman elected chief judge in the 110-year history of the Court of Appeals. So for us trying to be a more diverse and inclusive club, I can't think of a better speaker last fall. Zoom did enable us to grow the club, and starting with Graham during the pandemic, just bringing in a national audience, an international audience of listeners. We have saved a lot of gas this year as we continue to learn and grow from the comfort of our own chair. So in March, we celebrated Graham and Jerry Logan's new book, The Cinderella Strategy. And I want to take those Dwayne Johnson quotes from Moana and say, you're welcome, Graham. You were published during my year's presidency. So Jay Brill, thank you for spearheading our Kiwanis connections all over the world with his support. And Taka out of Lafayette, we were able to do our Zoom meetings with the Tokyo, Japan Kiwanis Club. Yes, it may have been close to midnight, but in some ways the pandemic brought us closer with our International Kiwanis Club. And I am thankful for that experience. Doug Bowles, president of IMS, joined us in May to welcome race fans back to the Speedway. Also in May, we started back at the Columbia Club, face-to-face, socially distanced, and yes, Lamita did lead that meeting. Governor Holcomb joined us live in person in June that same month. I experienced my first international Kiwanis meeting in Salt Lake City with Mr. Roger Cummings. Also, Terry Baker from the Indy Zoo welcomed Dr. Sylvie Earle and filmmakers from the Netflix documentary, My Octopus Teacher. That was such a good little presentation. That was our family's Friday movie night that week. Rounding the summer off, we dove into our mission helping kids. IPS Superintendent Alicia Johnson joined us in person on how this pandemic has affected our Indianapolis school children. In September, I wanted to leave my presidency with faith, hope, and rebounding our community with Leonard Hoops and visit Indy. We all know Indy is a very special city. And as we mentioned, it easily compares to the city of love, Paris. There is much belief and tenacity in our club. This club makes the city vibrant, and you all make me vibrant. So thank you for a wonderful term and a wonderful team of support. So that's my last diatribe. So we will start going back with our most esteemed president, past president. First, 1982 president, Mr. Tom Dunham. If you could please offer Judge Carol Orbison, incoming president, any advice you may have. And we'll need you to unmute there, Tom.
I thought you could read my lips. First, I want to direct attention to you and your presidency. It was a tough year to lead one of the finest Kiwanis clubs and one of the oldest Kiwanis clubs in the world, particularly on the computer most of the year. And I will have to take my hat off to you. You've done an excellent job. And I want to say something about Kelly. She's new to our club, but not to Kiwanis, but she's gone through a learning process. She's done very well, and we appreciate the work she does. Now, as far as Carol Orbison, our incoming president, she's very capable, and I would just offer this to her. Keep an open communication with your board. Keep an open communication with your club chairman, because you can't do it all by yourself. You'll soon learn that, as we all have. You have to rely on these people, and trust me, they're competent people. But you must be having communication with them on a regular basis. So that's about all I can say. We've got other people that have thoughts. I'm enjoying Kiwanis. I think it's my, 47th year. And I have enjoyed leadership roles from time to time. And all the people that I've been able to meet throughout the world in Kiwanis. I haven't met one that I don't like. It's been a joy, and I hope to continue it further. Thank you.
Thanks, Tom. That's a good precedent, short and sweet. So we appreciate your continued support, and I know the adaptive bike program wouldn't be the same without you. So turning it over, Mr. George Donald Steele, class of '89, please.
Class of '89. It's odd. Eric's youngest sister was born 3 hours before I took over the presidency back in the fall of 1988. But Eric, I've been very proud of your work this year. And this does take care of signing off all your community service time for some of the things you did at Miami of Ohio. But we won't go into that with the whole group here. It's and we're going to have a little celebration for Eric tomorrow night over at Ruth Chris. So it's I've ordered some Mogan David, that Mad Dog 2020 and some Thunderbird ins. We have some good wine also tied to Eric's Miami of Ohio days. But Judge Carroll, so proud that you're our incoming president. And it's odd. Bob Moorhead, and I think maybe even Tom Dunham gave me some advice 30, whatever it is, my gosh, 32 years ago now, 33 years ago. Make sure that you line up some good programs, great programs that will encourage our members to come back and participate, hopefully in person when we can all do that easily again. And from good programs and good member participation, then you can get on to some great service projects that you would like to initiate working with the foundation and the club. So best wishes to you, Carol. You'll do a great job. Need any help, let any of us past presidents know. Take care. Thanks. And great job, Eric.
All right, thanks. Yeah, I'll fire. I think it's the first time Dad's told me I've done a good job. So it's as good as it gets, man. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so next we will turn it over to Mr. Rob Schlegel, our 1998 club president.
I can never remember what year it was, but I'll go with that. Each year when we've done this, I've basically started with the same advice, the same observation, which is that being president of this club is one of the easiest jobs I've ever had in my life because of the great people that are the board, the committee members, and the other members. You know, just as Tom and the other guy, Steele, Don both said, rely on the people with you. The next thing I'll say is, if I were coming in as a board member or a president right now, I would look at the Kiwanis Club of Indianapolis as a brand new club with 30 or 40 members. Because COVID and the taking a year off and not meeting, I think has reduced us to that level. I think it's going to take a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of excitement, and a lot of hard work by everybody involved to recover and to bring this club back to the number of members and the type of meetings that we should have. I hope, unlike the other two, or unlike Eric anyway, that I think that we are on an upswing. This morning's paper said that both of our top doctors in Indiana believe that things have improved dramatically in the last month. And so we need to get about bringing our people back together in person and renewing the projects and the programs and all the things that this club has done so well for 100 years.
No, thank you, Rob. Mr. Gary Gardner, President 2000.
Welcome. Hi, everybody. Again, Eric, congratulations on a fantastic year, and congratulations on joining the elite club, the Past Presidents Club. As everyone has said, it's the best job you could have, actually. So congratulations. To Carol, congratulations on your ascendancy to the presidency. I know you'll do a great job. You have a very interesting background and unique capabilities to put your special stamp on your presidency. And again, I will be repetitive, but you know, look to your board and the members. They're extremely creative, talented, and all it takes is to ask them to do something and they will get it done. So I'm sure you do a good job. Put your own stamp on it. You've got a lot of experience wielding a gavel. So have fun with it at Kiwanis. Thank you.
Thanks, Gary. I'm completely jealous. I haven't thought of a gavel joke in my past 12 months for Carol. So Gary, thanks again for all your support the last year. Thanks for your support at the golf committee, coming to the golf outing, bringing the family out. Mr. Rush Yelverton, please.
Yes, Eric, thank you again for all of your service during this year. It's been a great year in spite of the challenges. Judge Carroll, thank you so much for contributing your time and talents to serve as our club president for this coming year. The many skills that I feel you've developed over the time in your Rogers judgeship and otherwise have demonstrated that you will serve and you will serve very well with our society. You clearly understand the importance of listening. You will listen to your board and you will listen to the members. You will listen to the community. You will listen to the foundation. And I know you'll do a great job in the efforts that you spend in rebuilding and renewing our club as we reinvent ourselves after this COVID experience. Thanks for your contributions.
Thanks so much, Rush. Mr. Ted Mao, please.
Let's see. There we go. Eric, fantastic job this year. Very, very difficult year. And I think everybody in the club appreciates what you've done. And with Lamita's help, of course, can't be done by one person, has to be done by the team. So Carol, I think you will be fantastic as a president. As the previous presidents have said, you've got great experience. Reach out and ask for help if you need it. We're always there for you. I think you'll do a great job in getting programs, and just looking forward to having you as the new president, and looking forward to see what Eric does as the head of the foundation too. So congratulations to both of you.
All right, thanks so much, Ted. It's good to see you. Mr. Jay Brill, please.
Well, thank you. Erica, congratulations and welcome to the Past Presidents Club. Soon you'll be receiving your Past Presidents Pledgeship Pin. Wear that in honor because, as it's been said earlier, that's the best job you ever could have. I joined Kiwanis in 1975, and a lot of the Kiwanians through my career were my mentors. And when I was president, I used the past, this is to Carol, and congratulations, Carol. I use the past presidents as an advisory council. And I would encourage you to reach out to the past presidents for advice, maybe give them a project to do as well. A lot of nonprofits do not reach out to their leaders after they leave office. So with that being said, we also have a sister club almost, and that's the Salvation Army. And if I could just say a few words about the Salvation Army, because it shows our leadership of our past presidents doing the most good for Salvation Army. We've put in place this year ambassadors for the Salvation Army with different committees. And for Kettles, we have Carol, Judge Carol, as one of our ambassadors along with Pat McCory, two past presidents. Coast for Kids, we have Bill Murphy, Kiwanian. Radiothon, we have Don Steele. And then we also have Angel Tree and Golf for Kids, two other ambassador committees. So if anyone's interested in getting involved with our sister club, which I call the Sister Club Salvation Army, please reach out to me and we can put you on one of those committees. And the more people we have, the more good we can do. And we're just starting the new season going into the holiday season. And next month is Coats for Kids. We're going to be giving out Coats for Kids, and we're going to be giving out, I think, 1,000 to 2,000 coats to Afghan kids that are at Camp Atterbury. So congratulations, Carol. And if there's anything I can do to help you, please let me know. Thank you.
Jay, I expect nothing less than a Salvation Army plug. Miss Mary Marsh.
Hello, everyone. First, I really would like to say how important the meetings have been to all of us, especially the Zoom meetings through the pandemic. Marge and I, of course, have had a lot of fun getting together for the Zoom. I congratulate all of you, especially those of you who have gotten us such wonderful speakers. They've been delightful and something I've looked forward to every week. And now I look forward to going downtown and seeing our Indianapolis area come to life again. So I'm very grateful that Kiwanis is a part of that and brings that life to all of us. I have a special request, and it sort of ties into what Jay talked about, not necessarily with the Salvation Army, but with any partner organization. If you look at the demographics of our club, there are many, many of us who are now retired, who worked very hard during our careers and enjoyed working very hard. And we enjoy being productive. And I look for things to help the community, to help others in a productive way. And I think the more projects you come up with, the hands-on, I'm not looking for a committee or a board membership or any of those things that we used to do so much of. I would like to do more hands-on kinds of volunteer work that has structure that someone has put together And I think we could partner with a lot of organizations. And of course, the Salvation Army does have a lot of those projects. But there are other organizations that many of you belong to that may need those helping hands. So I hope you, Carol, reach out and find some of those kinds of projects for all of us, because that's the way we would like to stay involved. Kiwanians have always given back, and I'd like to do it with other Kiwanians. So I thank you very much for agreeing to serve as president. I wish you the very best. And like everyone else, I say, come to us when you need us. We're always there to help. Thank you.
And no, that's an important part, Mary, of getting back into at least a service project a quarter, and ideally a little bit more than that. Mr. Denny, please.
Yes, sir, Eric, thank you very much. It's Caroline, you're an excellent choice. I look forward to watching you serve, and welcome to the chair. My advice is I used the vice president to help me quite a bit in carrying out any mission that I had or any vision that I had. I remember Trent Cowles was VP, and we decided that we wanted to bring the club into the 21st century. So we decided to purchase a computer and a projector to have at the meetings. We didn't have one before, so when a speaker came, they had to bring their own paraphernalia, hook things up, and make it work. So once we did that, all they had to do was bring a thumb drive, and we thought that it did improve the meetings quite a bit. And I was at a meeting the other day and realized we still had the same computer and the same projector. So we're all certainly moving forward. And I look forward just to watching you as you grow in the job. It's a wonderful position. I love being president. I love the way that we work and function as teams. And actually, I liked the skits. I thought the skits were great. It was fun to watch the secretary of one of the positions in the state serve as Darla in the Our Gang, if you remember that. She came bouncing in a short dress and tennis shoes, and I enjoyed watching her. I kind of wish we'd bring that back sometime, but maybe we won't. Anyway, welcome to the group, and welcome to the chair. Thank you.
Thanks, Denny. Next, Mr. Trent Cowles.
Well, again, commend Eric and Lamita for a great year and doing a great job stepping up. That's what all the past presidents share in common, is that they've all stepped up to lead at the right time when asked. And that's a wonderful thing. So great job for doing that, and doing a great job as you've gone along. And then Carol, you have great judgment as a judge. So my first advice is to identify your priorities and focus on those top priorities, using that level of wisdom that you have, and then to share that vision and share the work with, as so many have mentioned, the committee chairs, the board, and the past presidents. The past presidents were tremendously helpful during my time as president, not only for advice and a sounding board, but also getting things done. That we embarked on a major strategic plan, and we redid all of our marketing, and the past presidents were fully in support of that and really helped raise the funds at the time. So this group can do amazing things when the vision and when it's right for the club and right for Kiwanis. And we were fortunate back then to also, and I think right now it resonates as well, as far as adaptability of looking at where we are today. And Rob made a great point, looking at where the club is today and adapting to how to grow from this level. And we look back and we've had more members in the past. It was a different time for civic organizations in general 30 years ago, but we have the ability to adapt. And I echo what Mary said, that dialing in through Zoom was really important and helpful for me, and probably a lot of us, of having even a Zoom connection, and now going back to making that call to go back to live meetings. So to be adaptable. And as we work through this strategic plan, one of the big takeaways of what Kiwanis provides is the opportunity to connect. And we've been able to connect through this time and adapted through Zoom. And then, but that'll forever offer all of our members an opportunity to really connect with like-minded people that want to help kids, help the community. And I'm confident you'll do a great job, Carol. So welcome on board as a president. 1 year from now, you'll be a past president. So good luck in the next year.
And then Trent, kind of to that point, if you all redid marketing in 2011, if I know you all at Merrill are as savvy as they come on social media, so if you ever get the thought that we should direct some money to marketing on social media, just please let us know what you all are seeing that works on those campaigns that come through compliance approved. Let's see. So Miss Pat McCrory, please.
Well, hi, everyone. First of all, Carol, congratulations. And Eric, I'm sorry I never got to any of your events. I do want to tell you that over the weekend, we got a 5-gallon fish tank for the one little bed of fish that my daughter has, and we're trying to get that acclimated. We're going on vacation the 9th of October. I had the dogs boarded, but I forgot about the fish. So I'm not exactly sure what I'm doing with the fish, but whatever. But you did a great job this year, and so did your predecessors in this pandemic. So hats off. Carol, congratulations. You and I have been roped in, recruited by Jay Brill to do Salvation Army work. I think it'll be fun, and we'll get the Kiwanis behind us. Here's my advice. First of all, the first thing to do is go through your committees and your chairs and make sure that they're all filled and that the people who are on those committees know that they're committee chairs. I remember Jean Ann Kirby came to me and said something about, well, you're the chair of this. I said, no, nobody told me I was. So don't assume that people think that they're still in that position. You need to reach out to them and make sure that they know they are. The other thing I'm going to say is I never had anyone in Kiwanis ever say no to me. It's a great group, and we're all here to support each other, and we're here to support you. So with that, I think you're going to be a wonderful president. And since he volunteered that his birthday is October 1st, Jay Brill, happy birthday tomorrow. So you'll do a great job, and it's a great group, and go Kiwanis.
Oh, thanks so much, Pat. So if you go on vacation for a week, that beta should really just be fine. So you feed them a little bit before you leave. Fish don't really starve to death. They die being overfed. You've got my cell, Pat. If you ever need somebody to feed your fish while you're on vacation, I'm there.
Actually, we got persuaded to buy a plant and put in there, as well as tablets that apparently are food for a week.
Time release. No, absolutely.
I think he's going to be okay.
Okay.
Hey, Eric.
Yeah.
This is Gary. My daughter was evacuated out in South Lake Tahoe for 3 weeks, and she was worried about, the kids were worried about their fish. They all survived for 3 weeks. So they are stable little creatures.
No, it's funny. Yeah. People come over and they see the ridiculous setup I have, and they're like, well, it must be nice, but you can't take any vacations. But like you said, it's kind of surprising. They're not as fragile as everybody thinks they are. Well, they are. Anyway, Mr. Steve Firo is next.
Thanks, Eric. Hey, congratulations on joining the past presidents group. Your life will become a lot easier now. And thanks to Lamita for filling in for you. I know it was a challenging year, but I really liked the way you guys responded and rolled with the punches and got creative. And I really look to that as the future of the club. I think that especially the use of technology gives us the means to go out and reach new audiences. And I think Kelly's doing a great job of implementing that and finding new ways to reach our members. And I would encourage Carol to continue to explore that. I first met Judge Orbison as a noontime lap swimmer at the Indianapolis Athletic Club. And Carol, I don't know if you're still swimming today or where you're swimming, but I want to encourage you to feel free to take your time to swim laps if you choose, because the help you get from the staff at the club and the board members and the members in general is so great in this organization that you can take your time to relax. And I really want to encourage you to lean on board members and members to get creative with our programs and maybe utilizing Zoom to bring in grant recipients and, you know, some of our service leadership partners in the key clubs and the Circle Ks, because I think the creativity in our programming is what's going to attract more members to us. So I wish you the best of luck with your year, and thanks.
Oh, thanks, Steve. And that's a good point. So Kelly, in the past, when we would dole out the external grants, they would come and do 2 or 3 minute presentations to kind of receive their giant check. So either in the future via Zoom or in the future in person, as just a great way to kind of keep those relationships going. So we've got Miss Karen Burns next.
Eric and Lamita, thank you for a great year with so many special touches and so much warmth. And you are definitely a duo. And it was one of the best presidencies ever because we had 2 presidents in one, in my opinion. So thank you. You know, this is a service club and we thrive on helping others, and we like to learn about our community, but we very much want to be a part of our community. And I think that is at the core of why all of us are here. And Miss Carol, I have no advice for you, but I sure could use your advice on many fronts. So I am just going to say what everyone else has said. If you need me, if you need help, you don't even have to ask, just sort of nod in my direction and I will be there for whatever you need. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Karen. And I think that really does go for everybody on the call, Carol. I think one of the first things Karen Burns said to me, we were at a meeting at Kiwanis International and she's kind of like, why are you here? I'm like, well, Don said I had to be here. And she's like, oh, that is so nice, Eric. You're an easy ask. So just please count me as an easy ask, Judge Carroll, for the next calendar year, next 13 months. Next, we've got Mr. Tom Eubanks, who was probably our longest serving member before becoming president. So Tom, we appreciate any advice you have for Judge Carroll, please.
Okay, well, congratulations, Eric, on an excellent year, a difficult one, but you've passed it with flying colors. Carol, I would second what Mary Marsh said. I think her suggestions were right on point. I'll add one thing that I don't think any other past president has mentioned, and that is please get new members involved immediately. We used to have a tradition, the president assigned a committee to new members immediately upon their being inducted. And I think we've gotten away from that, but you can do that either formally or informally. But the best thing to keep new members is to get them involved quickly. And congratulations on your induction and best of luck for this year.
So Tom, that is great advice. So Judge Carroll, I know you are getting roped into working, I believe, in Kokomo for the month of October. So I'll follow up with the last 2 years of new members while you're gone. So we'll do that effective immediately, just like what you said, Tom. It's heartbreaking to see someone come to a couple meetings and then get back into their old routine of not being so active with the club. One of our healthiest members, Mike Halstead, please, for our next round of recommendations and advice.
Well, Carol, welcome to the team. I'm not sure I'm the healthiest member, but I'll take that. Thank you, Eric. So as you know, Carol, we have a great and proud history in this Kiwanis Club, as Tom Dunham mentioned early on, over 100 years, great service to the community. And we've also had a great tradition of wonderful past presidents. And part of the legacy of that is finding the next best presidents. And we ask you to become president because we trust you. We know you're going to do a great job. So again, welcome to the team. Try and enjoy this next year as much as you can. I know there's a lot of responsibility, but actually it's kind of a fun year because you get to meet everybody in the chapter and you get to a lot of advice and you get to delegate. So before and after you're president, you literally are running a committee. You have to do work. But as president, you get to tell other people what to do, which is kind of nice for the first time. So again, just try and enjoy the year. Before you know it, it's going to be over. It's only 1 year. And just thank you so much for being willing to serve.
So Mike, that must be why you started your own company then, right? Mr. Graham, so you had a gracious introduction and farewell as foundation president. If you could give kind of side note to Judge Carol on her upcoming responsibilities.
Well, Eric, congratulations again. The first side note I'd like to make is for Karen Burns. And I'm extremely disappointed because the advice that she gave to Carol was not what she gave to me. And if she had said that to me, I would have slept a lot easier in the year I was president. But the advice Karen gave to me, and I still keep this here, you probably can't see it, but was don't screw it up. As a matter of fact, it was this club's 103 years old, don't screw it up. And so Karen, I want to thank you for being consistent with the advice that you're giving other incoming presidents and for keeping me up a lot of nights during my time here. I actually keep this sign right on my desk these days. So in all my endeavors, I say, don't screw it up. And my wife even had that sign blown up and put in our living room at home to remind me as well. But anyway, we'll go back to Carol here. Carol, I've had the pleasure of working with you on the Fostering Families Committee for a number of years, and I've really enjoyed that. I know how dedicated you are. I know what a thoughtful person you are and what a caring person you are. And I know how much pride you have in Kiwanis, and I hope you'll bring that to the table. I know you'll bring that to the table in your presidency. As others have mentioned, ask, ask, ask. You'll never know an answer unless you make that ask. We've got a lot of people here who are willing to step up, but you got to let them know what they need to do. Lean on your board heavily, make them accountable. Make your board members accountable. And, you know, one of the things for me, one of my guiding principles was thinking about the 3 Ps, people, purpose, and programs. We have great people in this club, but we need more great people. And how do we go about doing that? And so it's important to think about our recruiting, but we really also need to really pay attention to our retention rate and trying to bring people back in who we've not seen in a long time. We're getting really good programs. We need to continue to get good programs. I would also advise you not to shy away from programs that might make us feel uncomfortable. You know, we've had some really good panel discussions on topics that we might not all have agreed with, but have made for really good programs. And I'd encourage you to think about those things as we move forward too. And I would argue finally that the purpose of Kiwanis has never been more important than it is in this age. You know, when you pick up the paper and you read about the violence in this community, how many young people are struggling, the tremendous weight on our school systems, on our medical systems. I laugh, you know, all these years when I've heard that, you know, there's no place for Kiwanis or Rotary. And again, that might be true for Rotary. I've never thought there was a place for them. But for me, Kiwanis, right now, it's more important for us than ever to step up and to implement our purpose in this community. Part of that is constantly reminding our members and those that we're trying to rein in, whether people, organizations, what we do and what our mission is, because that is more important than ever. Carol, I know you'll be a great president. I know you're not going to screw it up, so I'm not going to say don't screw it up. I don't think Eric screwed it up either. I'm not sure, but anyway, Carol, congratulations. I'm here for you. I know everybody else is as well. I wish you all the best in this coming year.
And Judge Carroll, the floor is yours. If you wouldn't mind just reacting to some of that advice and just giving a few closing remarks, please.
Were you talking to me, Eric, about?
I am.
Okay, I'm sorry. I thought I heard somebody else's name.
The floor is yours.
Well, the first thing I'm going to do as soon as this meeting is over is to get out large pens and write myself a big sign that will say, "Don't screw it up." I am overwhelmed by the kindness and the generosity and the statements of encouragement and that all of you have given to me today. I'm looking back over the years since Jim Blythe invited me to join Kiwanis, and remembering since then all of the wonderful experiences that I've had in Kiwanis and the leadership and the presidents that I've seen preside and over wonderful years and step back to let the next wonderful leader take charge. I can tell you that I don't know that I've ever been so intimidated. So count on me to call upon you for help and advice and guidance in the year that is ahead. I'm, although intimidated, I'm truly looking forward to the challenge. I'm excited about being asked to assume this important role. And believe me, I will certainly need all of your help and support. I've been taking notes and trying to put into order what I need to do first, second, third, and all the way down the line throughout the year. I think I'm going to get off this this after the meeting. I think I'll go take a nap and try to gather up my my strengths and my optimism, which generally I have in more or less good supply. But I've loved the statements that the past presidents have made, the advice that they have given me, and I have huge shoes to step into, and I will need all the help that all of you have offered and will be able to give me. And Eric, you of all people have been such a wonderful example of how this this job needs to be done. You have never given any sign of fear that things were not going to go well, in spite of the problems that this pandemic has heaped upon us as a society and as a club. You have really provided me with a wonderful guide as to how I should and can and hopefully will proceed. Believe me, I will be, one of the first things I'm going to do is to give you a call so that we can get together and you can give me some instructions and advice. And I've been able to weasel out of the work that I was supposed to be doing today out of county, as well as next week. So I will be available, although I had a little bit of difficulty doing that. But in other words, I'm ready to ready to charge ahead. Thank you, everyone who has spoken today and offered their help and guidance and presence in my presidency. Thanks again, Eric. And don't go too far. I'm going to give you a call as soon as I get off.
Oh, that sounds good, Judge Carroll. I hope you didn't have to convict anybody without hearing the due process to get out of today and next week. So no, so for those who don't know, Judge Carroll was called to serve out of county for all of next month. So it put a little bit of, just threw Kelly a curveball for the induction process, but it sounds like we will be able to do the induction October 7th. So I'll leave that to Kelly and Trina to see if they think that's best done in Zoom or in person, just with Carol's upcoming responsibilities. So it's 12:58. Again, thank you for everybody's flexibility. I did see Bill Du Bois laugh under his breath when Carol was complimenting me. Bill, I'll be out to Geist. No, I'm just kidding. Again, thank you so much for everybody's time. It's been a truly unforgettable year with Grandpa Steele joining in 61, Dad in 81, me in 11. You know, continuing this tradition really gives me goosebumps. So anybody needs me to do anything, ask Lamita, and she'll get it to the top of our to-do list. So Roger, good to see you. You're feeling better. Thanks to Miss Michelle Sebesma again for joining us. Thanks to everybody for putting up with my speed talking and mumbling. I tried to listen to Graham, but it didn't really sink in too well. But again, thanks for everybody's time the last year. I look forward to the foundation presidency and working with Judge Carroll. It's my last meeting adjourned.
Great job, Eric.
All right, thank you.
Bravo, Eric.
Good job. Great. Yeah.
Way to go. Good riddance, Eric.
Oh, thanks, Roger.
And Lamita.
All right, take care, everybody.
See you soon.